prayers. Straight to the Arya triple gem. Thus that I hear at one time, the Bhagavan was dwelling on mass of Vulture's Mountain in Rajgriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Bhagavan was absorbed in a concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound perception. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara, looked upon the very practice of the profound perfection of wisdom and beheld those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara: how should any son of the lineage train who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra: Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty. Emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are emptiness, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no odor, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element up to and including no mind element, and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the endpoint of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwelled in the three times also manifestly, completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Ayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Soha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Bhagavan arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated, even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Bhagavan having thus spoken, the Venerable Shariputra, Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, and those surrounding in their entirety, along with the worlds of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Bhagavan. His ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offering. May all living beings inherit this pure land. Yidam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamiriyataya. Reciting refuge and generating bodhicitta, once in English and twice in Tibetan. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chodam soke chobnam la danju padu dagni
Jason je dagi jison jebe sonam ge dola benje sanje dropa sho sanje jundan zonje chonan dane jason je dagi jison jebe sonam dola benje sanje dropa sho sanje jundan zonje chonam la janche pade dane dagi jison jebe sonam Drola penchi sanjen droban sho. Gangi dozeni zonen dawa danje bambi je dambi chune dunze bang kondam de la jasa lo. Oni ni je zon dunje be lam chen je sanze ganje ten droga jana beme tenze janso. So an de se shin de len re sho. So today's our topic is beyond therapeutic. So if you learn more, study more, practice more, then we can be on our therapy. Lama Zopa said that first I sought wide and extensive learning. Second, I perceived all teachings are personal instructions. Finally, I engage in meditative practice day and night. All days dedicated to the flourishing of the Buddhist teaching. So, the first means that we should learn, study all of Buddhist philosophy, not only some parts. We should learn completely all its parts and all the teachings. Second, we should understand all the Buddhist teachings, his, vital instructions, precious instructions, and we should, put into practice. Finally, we should engage our practice day and night, forever, consistently, until all of us have achieved liberation from suffering. Whenever we are, doing santi practice on compassion, we should practice until we have some new feeling from this practice. So, this is very important. We should learn, we should study, and then, put in our practice. And then put in our experience. It's very important. Whenever, for example, you practice on, compassion, you practice, meditate on, compassion. We should practice, until, we achieve, something new feeling. Then we can be on a therapist. Otherwise, just listen and just study, learning, and practice for 1 minute, then stop, or 2 minutes, stop, before we, something get new feeling. It's not that much, effect and benefit. So we should practice, constantly and until, achieve something new feeling. It's very important, very important. when you practice only in tennis for a few minutes, maybe take more, maybe more than 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, then will you get, definitely you will get something new feeling. It's very important. Then you can achieve, above that level. Then step by step or gradually you can improve yourself and you can change your mind. Because Buddhist teachings, when we talk about Buddhist teaching, we should share, each other, our, feelings. It's very important. We should exchange our feelings, and we put in our experience. Then definitely hopefully we can achieve something new, realization. So that is very important. We should practice, until we have something new feeling from this practice. So we need, certain time for practice. Especially, it is very important for beginners. Very, very important. For example, those who have very high realization, they don't need any such time, any special time, any special place. Don't need. They can practice anytime, everywhere. Especially, when difficult times or bodies when they have problem, they can practice more. They can, they can be very strength inside, inner strength. But special is for us, like me, ordinary beginners, we need certain time for practice. It is very important for beginners because we need a better life, and we need a stable peace of mind. If we don't have stable peace of mind and we can't practice. Those who are like me, beginner, at beginning, so like Lama Zopa Rinpoche and Bodhisattvas, doesn't matter. For them, anytime they can practice. No need any good condition and good place and quiet place, no need. But for us, very important, good place and good condition and good teacher, very important. So in our, in our lives, we have good or bad. Everything depends on our mind. It is very clear, but we can't see it, but we can't touch it. But we, it is very powerful. It is, if it's, not kept under the control, not control is very dangerous, unbelievably, very dangerous. Because of, it is very clear in our lives, all the problems, global problems, country problems, society problems, family problems, and personal, problems are all created, from our heart. That means, our mind. So it's very clear. Therefore, it is, very necessary to practice keeping the mind, under the control. Under the control. And we should control our mind. It's very important. Without control our mind, without subdue mind, without practice, compassion, we never can be on therapist. This is impossible. So if we, do that, that we can bring, peace to us in our lives, in our family, in our country, and especially in this world, we can bring peace. So we should understand, compassion is something special, cause of all the peace. Compassion power only can create the world peace. And world peace, what is peace family, peace society. Without compassion, very difficult, very difficult. And this world is very clear. We have everything. Technology is very developed, enough developed. We have everything. Transportation is very good, everything we have. But still we have big problem. So numberless people have a lot to suffer under the wars and from many different problems. Why? It's very clear. Because, we not have compassion. Don't have compassion. Lack of compassion. It is very clear. Very, very clear. For example, in a family, everyone practice of compassion. We can create very peaceful family, very good family, happy family. It's very easy. So, same is, this our world, exactly same. Everyone intention, attention about the compassion and practice compassion, create compassion, love what is, develop compassion. We have, fundamental of, peace. And can create, peace world. It's but that's why I think compassion is very, very important in our life. So we should develop compassion and control our mind. That is our responsibility. This is the best of practice of Buddhism. It is best of the, of the practice of Buddhism. We have lots of inner obstacles, and we have a lot of, outer obstacles. For example, inner obstacles such as, mental sickness, strong delusions, and negative thoughts, anger, and attachment. And, this all, our, emotions, thoughts, inner obstacles. Outer problems, obstacles, like bad health, bad health, and obstacles from human beings and non-humans. So many, we have a lot, the problems, a lot of obstacles. But nevertheless, if we practice Lama Tsongkhapa's mantra in our daily life, it will help us to prevent obstacles and our life. And, will become long, it becomes stable, it becomes, very powerful, and also helps to become better life. That means, if you recite, mantra of Lama Tsongkhapa, me me tsewi tinchi jiri se teme chembe ombun jambe ya, divoma lunjunze sai ta kanje kewe zuji Tsongkhapa losa tapishala so ante. This mantra is very powerful, very, very powerful. Really, if you practice this mantra with compassion, really we can, prevent many problems, many obstacles. I believe on that way, we can be on therapist. So, I heard, many times, that when people have, bad health and some bad health and, problems, some lamas, recommend they do Metsema practice. Many lamas give advice, or you do practice Metsema, especially when you have problem, obstacles from, human beings, non-human beings. And sometimes, we are suddenly we unhappy, sometimes, mental problem. Especially, at that moment, we must do, practice, Mintama. It's very, very important, very powerful. The mantra of the Lama Tsongkhapa. Therefore, I believe in that if we practice Lama Tsongkhapa's mantra and practice, compassion and cherish others, then really, hopefully, we can prevent all these problems, all these obstacles. And we can be on therapist. Many Kadamba masters said that. Actually, Kadamba masters, maybe yeah? Dhondup, Joja Atisha, and Geshi Chakawa, Geshi Sherawa, so many, Kadamba masters. Many Dhamma masters that said that we need to practice Dhamma forever, all the times. No need any special time. We should practice forever, all the times, whenever. As I mentioned that before, when we dive, when we cook, when we do something else, we should practice, and we can practice. Forever, all the times. But especially, we need to practice, during the times when we have depression and lack of self-worth. Fears, anxiety, and environmental problems. And the difficult situations. Then your Dharma practice could save you from the suffering. That means Dharma is a protector. If we practice when we have problem, when we have unhappy, or when we are unhappy, when we have depression, stress, if we practice under this kind of the situation, Dharma practice definitely can save us from these problems. But you need maintaining and learning, study, try to this practice when you are healthy and when you are happy. Then you can bring your your knowledge of the knowledge of Buddhism. You can put in practice when you have problem. Otherwise, very difficult, without without maintaining, without habitual. When we have problem, when we get problem, we can't practice. So for example, as I mentioned that before, if you do practice when we are unhappy, when we have a problem, protect you from these problems and sufferings. What is meaning of Dhamma? There are two kinds of different meanings. One changes the mind. What is the meaning of Dhamma? I mentioned that before many times. Change minds. Okay? Change the mind. And another one is to save ourselves from suffering. This is the meaning of the Dhamma. Really, really. Because Dhamma means Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, Dhamma. In Tibetan, Chö. There are two meanings of Chö. One is save from suffering, problems. One is change mind. So if you really want to, if we really want to be on a therapist, we should practice sincerely. What is seriously, and constantly achieve something, new feeling and power then that we can be on a therapist. Without practice, Dhamma is very important. Dhamma is very powerful. Dhamma is very blessed. But without practice, Dhamma can't help us. How can it help? Buddha said that. I told you everything. I show you everything. Now you will achieve, liberation or not. Everything depends on you. Everything depends on you. That means we should practice. This we need to practice, pure Dhamma. We need, and genuine practice. It's not like a mix with, attachment and, delusions. Practice very, very focused. And what is constantly, continuous. Then really we can change. Then really we can, be on therapist. So now, I want to tell you a Dhamma story, very short story, relate to the practice compassion. This Dhamma story, relate to practice compassion and emptiness. In Tibet, one night, some, demon spirits want to eat, a hermit practitioner who was in a cave. But when they reached near the cave, they saw that he, practiced compassion for the benefits of all of the sentient beings. So then they said, oh, we will not eat him because of he loves us. He thinks of us. So they, liberated him instead of killing and eating him. What I mean is this is in a compassion power. This really, this is really harmony. Yes, harmony, yeah. Compassion is really harmony. Compassion have really, really, power, something special power. If you really practice, compassion, very seriously, nobody harm to you, nobody want to kill you, eat you, attack you. How can? Because you love me. You always think of my suffering, my happiness. How I can harm you? So this is a compassion power of the compassion. In our society, in our family, very clear. If you have compassion, if you are really compassionate person, everyone want to take care of you. Everyone love you. Everyone trust you. Everyone to share you. Because you have such a good mind, such a beautiful mind, such a powerful mind. This beautiful mind, this powerful mind is the main cause of happiness for everyone. Sometimes we, we think, oh, beyond therapist is not possible. But it is possible. It is possible. Many masters, Tibet masters, India masters, Lama Tsongkhapa, Milarepa, they already achieved Buddhahood, through the Buddhist practice. It is very clear. Maybe have you, if yes, maybe you read, if you have read about Milarepa's story. Milarepa was, maybe more than 25 or something in a cave. In a cave, have nothing. Just one bowl and one container of the make hot water. Only that. No good blanket, no cushions, no jacket, nothing. But he was very happy, enjoy person, really. Always, singing and teach through the song, Dhamma song. His body is very thin, become very thin and weak, looks very weak. But his mind is very rich, very powerful. Why? Because, clear, due to his practice. And his skin is color like wood, like grass. But still he is very, very happy. He has such a power. From where? He is, best, on or a therapist. How he became? From where? Practice. Practice, Then become, like that. So we are the same. Everything depends on us, because we're same human being. We have the same Buddha nature. So another story is very similar, very similar, because another once a hermit practiced emptiness in a cave. Demon spirits, want to eat him, same. When they reach over there in a cave, but they couldn't see him. Actually, he was in the cave, but they didn't see. They couldn't see him. Why? Actually, he's always there in a cave. They already reached in the cave, but they couldn't see him. Because, he has a very high realization of emptiness. He could see, emptiness very directly, very clearly. He has this kind of realization of emptiness. So he can fly and he can, add his body, to other people, and such, something special. He has something special, miraculous. Such that person cannot go everywhere. Can't block by these walls and mountains, and he can cross. That means, he can walk on space. Really. This is, power of, what is realization of emptiness. Realization of emptiness. So today, as make it clear, if you practice about compassion, emptiness, and Lama Tsongkhapa's mantra, very, very seriously and constantly, continuously, then you can be therapist, beyond therapist. Really, I think, I believe. Otherwise, if you receive teaching numberless times from some high Lama, you can't be on therapist. And without, practice. 24 hours, your lifetimes, you live with like Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, with Buddha, but you can't be on therapist. You can't to be free from suffering. Because, Buddha said, already he said that, everything depends on you. We have a lot of bad karmas. Also, we have many good karmas with your mind on our continuous, But we should, change our bad karmas and purify our bad karmas. We should. Then we can be, therapist, be on therapist. What is, Sorry, now I'm going to stop here talk. So if you have question and if you want to clarify something or whatever you want, you can talk, you can open your mind. So because, we need open our mind for practice, very important. So everyone, please question, ask me something question. Yeah.
I'm thinking of when practice sometimes is not going well, and I do, for example, and I'm speaking personally, for my morning practice, afternoon, evening, but the feelings aren't coming that usually come, that should come. And I was wondering if you had any advice, Geshi, for kind of getting through that and getting back to the good practice. Thank you.
Yes, actually, I mentioned that before. Very difficult for beginners, especially at beginning. Very difficult. For everyone, not only you. First, you should realize, okay? And second, when you get such, problems, you need more purification. Okay, this is very important. I take here, small example. Tibet masters, when they thinking about something, meaning of some Buddhist teachings, philosophies, then sometimes they confuse, more and more confused. They can't understand well. Then immediately they stand up and do prostration, to Buddha Dhamma, and offering incense to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Because this special accumulated merits, and that's the purification. Yeah, of Lama Tsongkhapa's story was the same. He was study a lot, many years. He has become very expert of Buddhist philosophy. But still, something very difficult to understand. Reality, what is a view, Buddhist view. Then he asked to Manjushri. Manjushri said that you must go into cave for retreat, for purification. Then Lama Tsongkhapa and his 8 disciples, students, went to a remote area, very far from Lhasa, and in cave for retreat and prostration, many 100,000 of a prostration, and offering mandala on stone. I don't know what the name of flat stone, offering mandala. Many times, many 100,000 times. Become hot his hand. Why? Because we need purification and accumulate merits. This is very, very important practice, and keep constantly practice and develop concentration. Okay. Anyway, yes, please.
Hi, Geshi. You also talked about, we're talking about obstacles and mantras. Do you have any specific mantras that you might recommend to help us utilize that to overcome obstacles in our practice or in life?
That means how to prevent inner obstacles.
Yeah, what mantras would you recommend the most effective to overcome obstacles?
Okay. Yes. Actually, maybe same. What I mentioned that just now. Practice about compassion, practice about emptiness, and some powerful mantras. Okay, Lama Tsongkhapa's mantras or whatever. There are many different good prayers. Especially Lama, we are Gelupa. We are follow of Gelupa. We are Gelu tradition. Follow Gelu tradition. So we practice. If we practice Mintsema, mantra of Lama Tsongkhapa, really hopefully to prevent, overcome inner obstacles. Oh, Okay. No problem. I can make you clear, okay? Lama Tsongkhapa, founder of Gelu tradition. Yes. Okay. So we have very special mantra of him. Meme tsewe tenche chirisi, teme chembe wambun jambeya. Bibo malon jonze sayeda, kanche kebi tuje tsongkhapa. Those are trapishala soade. We have many translation and in English and also, of course, in Tibet. Okay, and you practice compassion and you practice emptiness. This kind of the practice is, the best method to overcome suffering, inner obstacles. Really, yeah. So, any other question and what you have any problem and so. Maybe through Zoom. No, you must tell me something, what you have doubts and confusing. If you really confused, you tell me. If you doubt, you can tell me.
Geshe-la, we have a question on Zoom from Catherine. There. Okay.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
can
better?
help me, okay?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. I think sounds a little bit like a silly question, I think. Thank you so much for the 3 suggestions, the mantra, the practice of compassion, and thinking about emptiness. So my question is, with all these inner obstacles that come up so often, is there any way to determine, should we practice like 1/3 of the time this way and then another 1/3 of the time that way and another 1/3 of the time, or should we just do complete mantra recitation for the purification? Or it can get a little bit confusing for me anyways, where I am, to know what would be best. With your amazing suggestions, which were just really touched me very deeply. They seem so real. But if I don't have the purification, then I would worry that compassion or thinking about emptiness, I would just be generating more obstacles. So I'm wondering if you have any suggestions, and thank you so very much for the opportunity to ask the question.
That means how to. Actually, very difficult for us. Our life is very busy. Otherwise, we can do. If we practice, a compassion until generate genuine compassion in our mind, then we can can be to be free from all the obstacles. And also same, if we do imprint or practice emptiness until we achieve realization of emptiness, definitely no question, we can be best on harvesting, and we can do free from suffering, all the sufferings, all the problems, all the obstacles. And another way, if you do something recent, do recitation, recite mantra. Maybe you count maybe 100,000, 200,000. I'm not sure. If you do 100,000, 2,000, I can't. I don't have any confidence you can overcome obstacles or not. I can't say. But if you do what is retreat, recent mantras with compassion and very strong belief, what you recent mantra of any deity, any protector. If you have very strong prayer, what is faith and belief, and maybe retreat for 3 years. Yeah, you can be best trapped and you can to be free from all the obstacles. Yeah, everything depends on ourselves. But I mentioned that before, Yana. The most important one, please, everyone can put in your mind. Practice, put experience. Achieve, you should practice, achieve something new feeling on compassion or on refuge or on emptiness or same. And on memory practice or we need experience and feeling. There, on that way we can we can develop, we can reach above that level, above and there. Okay, anyone? So you have any question? Actually, I have time. I will talk more about, mantra of Lama Tsongkhapa after maybe next week or, Anyway, Lama Tsongkhapa's, mantra, something contain special power of compassion and emptiness. Mime tsewe, tenchi chirise, mime tsewe, mime is emptiness. Tsewe is compassion. Because Lama Tsongkhapa, manifestation of Avalokiteshvara and Manjushri and Vajrapani. So, this mantra has special power. Okay, now we finish. Stop here.
Dedication prayers. Lama Sangye
Jone Rawaje Jamalo Sala Gopasho
John Chu Sen
Jorim Buche, Ma Je Pana Je Ju Je, Jewa Nyamba Me Baya, Kone Kondu Pewa Sho.
Gamri Wapo Wei Zhang Kampi Andang Deva Malu
Joye Ne Jiri Sewan Tenzi Jaso, Shabe Senta Pado Tenju Chi.
Here for Lama Zopa's fifth return. Fearless teacher and assembly of the children of the victorious ones, brother cousin Pacheka Buddhist, victorious Losang, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now, holding and spreading the women's precious teachings through explanation and practice. You wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable venerable Guru, to you I make request. All strive and decide appointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and from other living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples.